assume it's for the candy. And also he loves football. And Sean's speech is icebreaker, and he will talk about a little bit about himself. Thank you so
much. Hello. Welcome, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So I've always been a shy and introverted person growing up. I'd always be the quiet kid in the back of the classroom who never would say or do much. And communication is just something that just never came naturally to me as I've seen it come to others. Just human interaction was always and still is fascinating and still is a mystery to me. Even just a simple greeting exchange of, hi, how you doing? And the second person goes, oh, I'm good. And the first person goes, good. And the two parties split off on their own merry ways. And that's it. That's all that happened. That never really made sense to me. I never really saw the point of exchange like that other than a waste of time. But anyway, that's probably one of the reasons why I'm in this club. I do realize how important communication is, though, in public speaking, just like everyone in here. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here, and I keep striving to improve this skill. I want to give you guys a brief introduction and background so you guys can get to know a little more about me. And it's impossible to talk about my whole life in one speech, but I'll try to give the overview as best as I can. So starting off, I grew up in the small and quaint town of Decatur, Alabama, not Decatur, Georgia, where I grew up as an only child raised by a single mother. But even though my immediate family was really small, my extended family wasn't, with 5 aunts and uncles and 12 cousins. I was really close to all of them, and from a young age, I was taught how important family was. We'd come together to have parties very frequently, and with all those members, they were always a ton of fun. And also because of how I was raised, education and hard work were also highly valued. My education was highly valued so much that I actually felt like it was a focal point of whether a person succeeds or fails. There was always this pressure on me to do well in school, even though I hated it, and I wasn't the best student. I was more or less an A/B student throughout high school, and to most people this was good, but not to my mom though. She held me to a high standard and expected straight A's, and I just wasn't that smart. So there were a lot of nights where we argued about my grades and it ended up whipping my behind. But this instilled the discipline in me to always keep working hard, and I actually didn't realize how much of an impact this would have on me until later on. Parents really do know best. This especially applied throughout my college years because I needed to stay grounded with all the partying I was doing. This happened a lot for my first 2 years of college at the University of West Georgia, and boy, did I have a lot of fun. But luckily, I was able to keep it together and realize I need to get more serious about my degree, which was computer science, starting with transferring to a more credible school for that specific field. So I did that and went to Georgia Tech for the next 3 years and got my degree. This leads me to get my first job as a software developer for AT&T, and I feel like I'm on top of the world, and I actually am. You see, they said the best years of your life was supposed to be in college, but my post-grad experience has been even better for me. And one big reason for that was because I was able to make money. I was doing the exact same thing at my job that I was doing for college, but instead of me paying the school, I was the one getting paid instead. This was mind-blowing reality for me at first. Now, I'm not saying money can buy happiness, because that's a whole nother debate for another day, but it does give you resources. And it gave me the resources to discover 2 more passions of mine. The first one is travel. I've always wanted to travel ever since I was young, but growing up in a single parent's household, it was impossible because we just didn't have the means. But now that I was on my own, oh boy, did I go on a tear. The moment I took my first trip, I was hooked. I've traveled both domestically and internationally, visiting both Europe and Asia, and I just love exploring how big the world is, along with the different cultures and trying different foods from all different kinds of places. And I find that just really good for my soul, especially with my travels to Asia, because it helped me grow closer to my culture. You see, before that, I just visited Georgia, Alabama, and Florida for the beach occasionally, so that's all I ever knew. It really did help me grow as a person, which is a cool bonus factor that I found, which transitions to the discovery of my second passion, personal development. I'm always looking to improve in every way possible. Every little thing that I can improve in my life, I'm open-minded to try and give it a shot. Things like working out, eating clean, meditation, and waking up without the snooze button are some examples. Though that last one is really hard, and I can go in on and off phases with that one. I like to invest in educating myself, especially in books. So if there's anyone here into self-help books, let's talk and trade. Also, I like going to seminars, boot camps, and training courses, even if I've done enough research to see how legit they are. Some of them could just be trying to get your money, but in my experience, there are some legit ones out there that provide a lot of value, like this club. So that kind of concludes a brief overview of my background. I hope that gives you guys a clearer picture of who I am. I've grown up and matured throughout those phases, but I still have a long way to go, and I really think self-development is a never-ending lifelong journey. And what better way to push yourself in this area than to challenge the #1 fear, which is public speaking. A big reason why I wanted to do Toastmasters in the first place. Like I said, I'm an introvert at heart, and I always will be. And as an introvert, I'd much rather be sitting at home, watching Netflix, and eating a whole pizza to myself over giving this speech. But that doesn't help with growth. While that option is very comfortable, growth only happens when you push yourself outside your comfort zone. As a new member of this club, hopefully I can help each of you guys grow, just like how I know you guys will help me grow, and let's continue this journey together. Madam Toastmaster.